Because think of how powerful that sentence is. I can learn to act no matter how afraid I'm feeling. We're going to get into self-trust today. Do I trust myself to act regardless of the difficult emotions that I'm experiencing? That waiting around to feel like doing something and then acting from a place of feeling versus acting and letting the feelings flow from action. That different kind of relationship with our emotions and with our actions is one of the goals as well, and part of what we mean by psychological flexibility. In other words, I can learn to act no matter how afraid I'm feeling. I'm just gonna let that sink in a little bit. Powerful way to think about action and confidence and the way this works. Many people are completely lost in something I call the confidence gap. It's that place we get stuck when fear gets in the way of our dreams and ambitions. You know you're stuck in the confidence gap if you believe something like this. I can't achieve my goals, perform at my peak, do the things I want to do, or behave like the person I want to be until I feel more confident. Does this ring true for you? Many self-help approaches inadvertently encourage you to think this way. And I want you to really sit with the nature of the tools and the way that that kind of advice or experiences that people have at a seminar, at a weekend, whatever, tend to do and why it tends not to work. And when I say not to work, it doesn't work all the time. There are good things in there. I'm not with one fell swoop saying that self-help industry doesn't work. There's plenty of good in it. But there are certain psychological reasons why it tends to fall short of the promises it makes. Okay, many self-help approaches inadvertently encourage you to think this way, but you will soon discover that the more tightly you hold on to this belief, the more it will hold you back from creating the life you want. Shortly, we'll explore why this is so, but first let's consider the two definitions of the word confidence. Definition number one, confidence is a feeling of certainty or assurance. Definition number two, confidence is an act of trust or reliance. The first definition of confidence, a feeling of certainty or assurance, is by far the most widely used. Most people think of self-confidence as a powerful feeling of certainty or assurance, a sense of being cool, calm, and at ease, an absolute belief that you will perform well and achieve a positive outcome, an absence of fear and anxiety, a lack of self-doubt or insecurity, and an absence of negative thoughts about mishaps or failure. The second definition is used far less commonly. In this definition, confidence is not a feeling, but an action. Confidence is the stuff that turns thoughts into action, right? Richard Petty's definition. This is a much older meaning of the word, which harks back to its ancient origins in Latin. The word confidence is derived from the Latin words cum, meaning with, and fidere, meaning to trust. When we trust or rely on someone, whether ourselves or others, we often do not have feelings of absolute certainty or assurance. In fact, generally, the more there is at stake, the more we tend to have feelings of fear and anxiety and thoughts about what might possibly go wrong. All right, so this first distinction, confidence is a feeling of certainty versus confidence is an act of trust. In other words, can I trust myself to act no matter how I'm feeling? Thanks so much for checking us out. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below for more free brain hacks. And don't forget to check out our course, The Brain Science Advantage, in the link below. Until next time.